Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're piecing together the massive multiversal puzzle hidden inside that dense new Avengers Doomsday trailer. Seriously, there is a staggering amount of hidden detail packed into these frames, and we're going to decode exactly what it all means. If you've been wondering how all these fragmented timelines and familiar faces are going to collide, well, you're absolutely in the right place.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The Three-Earth Incursion. 2. Decoding Dr. Doom. 3. Multiversal Battlegrounds. 4. The God of Stories. And finally, 5. The Captain America Paradox.
All right, jumping right into Section 1, the Three-Earth Incursion. This is the literal foundation of our story, and it's collapsing across the cosmos as we speak.
To really grasp the threat here, we have to look at what an incursion actually is. We're talking about an event where multiple alternate universes collide, completely destroying one or both as their magnetic atmospheric cores merge together. So, the crucial point? An incursion isn't just some tiny bump in space. It is a catastrophic overlapping. From the ground, it literally paints the sky this hazy red-orange color, turns the sun into a tinted lens flare, and tears open fiery rifts right in the atmosphere between worlds.
The truly terrifying part is exactly which Earths are colliding. We've got 3 specific universes in the crosshairs here. Earth 616, which is the main timeline we've been tracking since the very first Iron Man. Then there's Earth 1005, the universe of the Fox X-Men and Deadpool, which, was recently saved by a drunk Wolverine variant. And finally, Earth 828, that retro-futuristic utopia from Fantastic Four First Steps. Picture these 3 specific Earths crashing together like bubbles forming a massive overlapping Mickey Mouse diagram. Their shared atmospheres are threatening to mash all their broken fragments together to form a single brand new planet, Battleworld. Moving on to Section 2, Decoding Dr. Doom. Let's turn our attention to the mastermind actually orchestrating this entire collision. There's this striking piece of dialogue hidden in the footage from Robert Downey Jr.'s Victor Von Doom. Speaking from behind the mask with his brand new Latvian accent, he says, "Something's coming, something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision." Now, to me, this sounds way less like a classic villainous gloat and more like a grim warning. It's the sound of a man preparing to make a terrifying sacrifice play, maybe even warning someone he loves about the extreme measures he's about to take. And this brilliantly illustrates the whole new mask, same task concept for RDJ's return. I mean, we all know Tony Stark's famous self-description, right? Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist. But Victor Von Doom, he operates on a totally different level. Scientist, technologist, magician, genius. While Stark was our familiar, heavily flawed hero, Doom is this unbeatable chess master. He blends highly advanced science with deep, dark magic, meaning he's always staying 3 moves ahead of even the most brilliant heroes. Adapting the famous time runs out comic storyline, Doom isn't trying to put a suit of armor around a single world like Tony Stark dreamed of doing. Instead, he's literally hijacking the destruction of 3 entire universes to build a single, perfect Earth, Battleworld, under his absolute control. He's seeking absolute multiversal power from the ashes of these destroyed realities just to forge his own armored utopia. Which brings us to Section 3, Multiversal Battlegrounds. With entire atmospheres bleeding into one another, the groundwork is completely set for total, uncoordinated chaos. Now, you might be wondering, why are our favorite heroes clashing so violently? Why are the Avengers fighting the X-Men instead of, teaming up to save the multiverse from Dr. Doom? Well, the answer is deeply rooted in survival. These neighboring dimensions are absolutely terrified. They're stinging from past defeats, and they're highly suspicious of superpowered invaders breaking into their weakened homes as the skies literally merge above them. And this fear, it sparks a fast-paced series of brutal cross-universal matchups. We're talking incredible clashes. Channing Tatum's Gambit hurling kinetic cards against Shang-Chi's glowing 10 rings. We've got the shapeshifter Mystique engaging in a total brawl with what appears to be 2 Yelena Belovas. Nightcrawler and Beast fending off Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards. We even see Cyclops blasting rogue Sentinels in a devastated courtyard. It really looks like these 616 heroes are invading Earth 1005 to get to the X-Mansion, possibly to hack the mutant Cerebro machine to find a way to stop the incursions. The sheer scale of this conflict is massive, stretching across these iconic locations from the heavily damaged X-Mansion all the way to the ocean floor of Talocan. Interestingly, though, Talocan has been inexplicably drained of all its seawater. It creates this wild, desert-like battleground surrounded by a massive wall of churning water. We see no more and Shuri fighting in this bizarre environment, which theorists actually believe may have already been ripped from its original reality and placed into the void as a foundational piece of Doom's new battleworld. Let's jump into Section 4, the God of Stories. We're going to see how this all builds into an even deeper, time-traveling mythology.
Okay, here is the return of a massive fan favorite. Loki reappears, wearing his neat TVA analyst suit and carrying a Time Variance Authority ID badge. But check this out. The back of the badge displays the Yggdrasil World Tree. This strongly implies that the God of Stories isn't just trapped forever on his throne holding the multiverse together. Actually, he's actively able to move around and is trying to deliver a crucial multiversal warning to our heroes.
And honestly, this desperate warning from the TVA is fully justified when you look at the raw power Doom wields. There is a jaw-dropping moment where Dr. Doom casually blocks Thor's god-killer weapon, Stormbreaker, with just 2 armored runic fingers. 2 fingers. This is a weapon that once surpassed the combined might of all 6 Infinity Stones, and Doom just stops it effortlessly. It instantly sets a terrifying power scale for this guy. But how exactly is he this powerful? Well, look closely at the mystical Doom rune glowing on Victor's gauntlet. It perfectly mirrors the 2 pincers of Loki's iconic horn crown. This leaves us with a pretty chilling realization. Doom may have actually absorbed Loki's reality-warping powers. He might literally be channeling the magic of the God of Stories himself to manipulate reality on a multiversal scale. Which leads us right to Section 5, the Captain America Paradox. Time to uncover the shocking architect behind this specific Earth 828 timeline. Remember that TVA badge we were just talking about? Yeah, there is a massive twist hidden in plain sight here. In the footage, the badge isn't actually being held by Loki. The perfectly manicured hand holding it, which by the way is wearing a wedding band, belongs to an older, casual Friday-wearing Steve Rogers. Thor's stunned, emotional reaction in the trailer, where he mutters, "It's not possible," happens because God of Stories Loki has literally shown up at a married Steve Rogers' house, handed him an ID badge to prove he isn't the evil Loki from 2012, and is there to explain a devastating truth about Steve's past actions. So, what is that devastating truth? By simply tracking the temporal logic step by step, a massive paradox emerges. Step 1, Steve chooses to stay in the past in 1949 with Peggy Carter. Step 2, according to the established rules, this choice fractures space-time, birthing the branch universe of Earth 828. Step 3, Steve's covert heroism in this timeline helps defeat Hydra early, leading directly to the peaceful, retro-futuristic 1960s utopia where the Fantastic Four exist. And finally, Step 4. In this altered, peaceful history, the soul that was meant to be born as Tony Stark in the main timeline is instead born in Latveria as Victor Von Doom. Yep, Captain America's beautiful, selfish choice accidentally created the very timeline where Robert Downey Jr. becomes Dr. Doom. As we wrap up this explainer and parse through all these interconnected timelines and massive reveals, I've got to leave you with this provocative thought. If Dr. Doom commands both the unmatched technological genius of a Stark and the reality-rewriting magic of a god, can any combination of heroes truly stop him? Or has the multiverse already lost? Thanks for joining me on this deep dive, and keep your eyes peeled for those red skies.